Hello and welcome to our discussion on connecting field service to the back office. Our discussion focuses on integrating Sage 100 in AgileField using StarfishETL's integration platform. StarfishETL is a world-class integration platform built to connect systems simply and for everyday use. It's designed to make integration attainable and sustainable. The product is mature and backed by a well-respected partner community that has years of experience with deploying CRM and ERP solutions. Our platform's success is due partly to its ability to support all aspects of the integration process: design, build, test, automate, and deploy. We have hidden the complexity from you so you can focus on unique integration workflow requirements. Our integration starts by choosing Sage 100 and AgileField connectors from our library of out-of-the-box connectors. Our connectors contain the intelligence to work with each system, including accessing entity and field metadata. Each connector needs visibility to each system's data, which is granted through normal user authentication. Once connectivity is established, integration designers can explore Sage 100's data. StarfishETL accesses Sage 100's data using web services interface that has been built by Starfish in order to access Sage 100 data. Our AgileField connector supports AgileField's SOAP interface. Our connector enables access to AgileField's entities and user-defined custom fields. Now that we have our connectivity defined between the two systems, we can begin to move the data. Data movement is defined using our integration designer. Using integration designer, you can build integration maps. Maps are defined by workflow tasks. We call them jobs. And each job is responsible for gathering data from the origin, mapping and transforming the data, and moving it to its destination. Once you're ready and you've defined the integration map and workflow, you can deploy the integration. Data movement is automated by a schedule. The Starfish engine sits in the middle. Each job will pull the data from the origin, transform, and map data to the destination. Okay, now let's take a look at the integration live. I'd like to walk through 4 different scenarios. The first scenario I'd like to walk through is just a general overview of the Starfish Designer. Next, I'd like to walk through the Sage 100 and AgileField custom views. And then we will look at actually changing the data in AgileField and see the change in Sage 100. And then we'll move additional customers over from Sage 100 to AgileField. So let's start with the Starfish Designer. The Starfish Designer has a browser-based interface or a Windows-based interface. I'm looking at the browser-based interface here. The main components are working with connections, and you can see we have an origin and destination. The origin in this case is Sage 100, and the destination is AgileField. In this situation, we can look at the data. The data for a data table is customer. That customer now has, from Sage 100, it pulled the initial 10 rows, and we can see Brett Favre is the character will be, or the company that will be using it in our example. Mapping is defined in this interface, and you can see that there's a set of origin and destination fields. These fields are defined using a simple pull-down interface, allowing you to search across the fields and then mapping to those to the target field. You can add additional information or transformation rules using scripting, hard-coded values, and out-of-the-box tools. Once you're done mapping, you can take a look at the data itself by running it. I've started this view. You can see we're looking at the first company based out of Chandler. Brett Favre is the customer name. And in this case, you can see the initial transformation to these fields. Once you're ready with that, we'll be executing jobs through the job running interface. And so once we run that job, it will move the data. The project itself is built from a set of jobs. You can see the jobs that are listed here. We have accounts, contacts, employees, and products. Order detail history that moves from Sage 100. And then we have accounts, order header, and order detail that moves from AgileField to Sage 100. So that concludes the interface overview for Starfish. And now I'd like to walk through just basic data movement in the three interfaces. So prior to the presentation, I had taken the first customer, Brett Favre, and moved that data. You can see that Brett Favre is both the company name as well as the contact. And this is the Sage 100 client interface. As I demoed before, we've looked at the data. We can see Brett Favre and the mapping of the data on Chandler Road, so on, and then moving to this. Okay. Now, going to the third interface, we have AgileField. AgileField has a customer search capability. I've gone into customer search. This is the interface, and you can see Brett Favre is in the list of customers. Okay, so that's the overview of the three interfaces. We have the Sage 100 interface. We have the Starfish interface, and we have AgileField. Okay, in the next example that I'd like to run through is we'll do a basic data change in AgileField and walk through the process of the integration and the eventual change in Sage 100. So we'll take a look at something simple. We'll modify the work phone number for the contact, and instead of 867-5309, we will do all ones. We'll save that data. Data is changed. We'll go into the accounts view of the AgileField to Sage 100. We'll do a quick preview. You'll see that the data now is all ones. And from there, you'll see the data that's going to get moved over. Again, is the contact information. In this case, moving over as all ones. We'll go and run this particular job. There were two inserts, as this particular job actually has an account and a contact job that moves the information over to Sage 100. And now we will refresh the view. And you can see that we have the change to all ones. Okay, that's our first live changes. Now I'll switch back to okay, in this next demo, I'm going to show the movement of data from Sage 100 to AgileField. And in this case, we will move the Hillsboro Service Center. Okay. We move over to here, you'll notice that Hillsboro is not in this list. We go back into Starfish. In this case, I've switched to the accounts Sage 100 process or job. In this case, we can take a look at the data. I'll run, in this case, I know it's a particular record. We'll look at the Hillsboro. You notice that contact and the information will move over to here, and then we'll run the job. In this case, I'll jump to that particular record. We've done the insert, and now if we go to AgileField, we'll run the search again. And you notice we have Hillsboro Service Center and the data moved over. Okay, and with that, that concludes moving an additional customer from Sage 100 to AgileField. We discussed changing data in AgileField. Of course, we could change data in Sage 100 and have that moved. In all cases of the demo, I did things manually, but in production, these would be executed based on a schedule and just happening in the background. To conclude the meeting, I'd like to mention that we do have two options for you. We have the cloud option, and we have the ability to deploy it locally. So if this is of interest to you and you want more information about the platform, go to StarfishETL or contact AgileField. We have a wonderful partnership together, and we are continuing to build out additional integrations for AgileField. So this concludes our connecting the back office with the field, and hope to talk to you soon. Thank you.